We are going to do the Blood Angel stuff, and I already know that it's going to make me sad. The Sanguinor. First off, it's not bad. To be fair, I love the armour. The armour looks great. The Mask of Sanguinius is rough. I don't know what they did there, but the armour is really cool. You've still got a bit of parchment around the leg. That's fantastic. You've got the old purity seal attached. Really like that. The chalice is good. The chalice looks fantastic. So does the Iron Halo. That is a really cool design. Really like the Iron Halo. Love that. And I actually really like the sword. Overall, the model's cool until you get to the extra bits. So it's like the core of it, the core concept looks really, really good. I'm not really convinced about the Mask of Sanguinius. Although, to be fair, this is something that, like, I'm aware that this is something of a, maybe not controversial stance, but it's all personal opinion anyway, but I've never been a big fan of the Mask of Sanguinius stuff anyway. I've just never really liked that aesthetic. I mean, that's one of my biggest complaints about the Stormcast, weirdly, is the helmets look like human faces. I don't want helmets to look like human faces. I want them to look stylized in more of I either like a good old plain sallet helm. I like a cool skull helm. I'll take that. I like things that are like chunky and decorative. I'm not a big fan of like the death mask look. So that's always been, for me personally, a bit of like, it's not a miss because the Sanguinary Guard and the Sanguinor, like, it's a big part of their background. So it's not something I want Games Workshop to take away, but it's not to my personal taste, right? This one specifically, though, it just doesn't look right because they've incorporated more of the helmet into it. So you've got the really blocky section around the chin that looks like a helmet, but then it curves up, but then you've got a very, like, organic mouth and nose. It's a really odd combination that kind of makes him look a bit like handsome Squidward, which is not necessarily what you want from your Sanguinor. It's just not quite there for me. The wings are really underwhelming. They're fine, but they're not exciting. I would love to see, like, big, proper feathered wings. You know, like, whether it's sculpted feathers, but realistically sculpted, or whether it's actual feathers. Like, Indrasta-style wings would suit this miniature down to the ground, and it would look absolutely fantastic. It would look so good. Now, the main issue, the big thing, more than the wings, the scroll work, like the parchment coming down in borderline symmetrical style is so boring. It's so dull. Where's the chaos? Where's the, like, rippling? Where's the feeling of movement? It just doesn't look like anything. It's just, yeah, he's sort of standing on paper. Like, I don't want it to look like he's standing on paper. He needs to look in motion. And he doesn't look in motion. He looks like a sculpted statue. Which, on the one hand, you could say maybe that's appropriate, but it doesn't, like, get you going, you know? There's something about the movement of it that just doesn't work. He kind of looks like he's descending, but the problem is that the parchment actively looks like it's supporting his weight, and it shouldn't look like that. It should look like it's folding and falling, like, in sort of like, not like Z patterns, but you know what I mean, like crumpling under hitting the ground and then the Sanguinor descending, and it doesn't look like that. It just kind of, it's got a Doc Ock feel, and it shouldn't do because it's paper. I mean, it's thick paper. It's super thick paper, but it shouldn't look like weight supporting paper. You know what I mean? And it's a real shame because I actually think the armor looks fantastic. Right? The armor looks brilliant. Yeah, he's got no nips, but I look. I don't. I might joke about the fact they're taking away the nips. I don't actually. It's fine. It's fine. Armor doesn't need nips. It just doesn't need them. Okay. I've never sat there and gone, you know what? That armor looks absolutely class, but where are the nips? I've never thought that. So that's like whatever. It's like the core part of the model. If you take away the wings and the parchment, this feels like so close to being awesome. But for whatever reason, they decided to make the wings really boring, and then they made the parchment load-bearing, and it kind of fell apart from there. But it's not terrible. It's just not. There's bits that could have been done better, you know? There's bits that I think a second pass would have been nice. But the thing is, as well, and again, I want to stress this, right? Because I do this a lot. I nitpick. We know I nitpick. I nitpick a lot. I'm also very hypocritical. I complain about things being too busy, but then I make, like, all of this nonsense over here and all this trash over here, and it's super complex and overwhelming, and you look at it and you don't know what you're supposed to be looking at because there's just too much going on. I'm aware of all of this. When it comes to, like, the specific design of miniatures and certain aspects about those miniatures, it is all subjective. But it's also... there's also a certain story that's trying to be told with each model. And I think, at the end of the day, there are just some models where the narrative of that model, what they're trying to describe with that model, it just doesn't work for you. It might not work for anybody, but the one person who sat there and went, yeah, that's great. You can't please everyone, but when it comes to stuff like this, where it's like so close, it's so close, I reckon you take those wings off. You make them proper, big, feathered wings. Not like fake feathers, not like kind of stylized metallic feathers, but actual feathers. Or, when you look at the Stormcast stuff, that crazy, like, energy wings, you put those on. You get rid of the load-bearing parchment, right? You dump that because it's what the hell is going on there. You turn that into something more chaotic, into something that looks like just the sheer force, the sheer presence of this being is causing that paper to rip and tear and fly away. You would have an absolutely class, not just 10 out of 10, but like one of the best models. But we don't have that. We've got this. I don't know how else to put it, right? And the death mask needs to be different too. But frankly, that's one of those situations where you're never going to please me because I don't like death masks. So you're out of luck there. No matter what you do, I'm probably going to look at it and go, "Yeah, I would have preferred a helmet." You know, that's just one of those things. You're not gonna get points for that one, no matter what you do, which is harsh, but that's art. That's subjective enjoyment of stuff, innit? So close. The armour, fantastic. Sword, fantastic. Chalice, fantastic. The pauldrons, fantastic. The overall pose, great. What the hell is the rest of it? No. Also, Iron Halo. Like, I can't get over the Iron Halo. It looks so good. Anyway, look at the back of it. Look at the... Alright, the back of it is way better. But again, the parchment is dumb. Look at the extra angle on the chalice. It looks so good. It looks great. Why those wings? Also the added detail of the little skull and wing on the flaps, on the stabilization flaps. Fantastic. And that style of jump pack, I love that style of jump pack, so I'm good with it. The new Sanguinary Guard. How have they taken one of the most, like, fun and interesting units of the Space Marines in general and made them so goddamn boring? Oh, where are the wings, for a start? That's like a core part of the identity of that unit. This genuinely irritates me. This honestly irritates me. Because on the tabletop, the only thing that is going to distinguish these guys from just any old boring jump infantry is being gold. That sucks. Sanguinary Guard looked incredibly unique amongst the entire, like, pantheon of Space Marine units. Right, okay, I'm going to get the old Sanguinary Guard up. Because there's no way that they are still available, right? They'll have been taken off the store the second that that article went up. Oh dear, that's not what I wanted. Oh god, there's a lot of eBay. There's a lot of eBay. Good lord. People have really jumped on this, haven't they? And they're all sold out. This is mental. This is a low-res picture, but it'll do. I mean, the nips are distracting. I'm just going to say it. I don't mourn the loss of nip, but... I mean, I'm looking at it. I mean... Alright. Oh no. Oh no, I'm going to have to climb down massively. I'm going to have to climb down really badly. I'm going to have to really climb down. The legs aren't that different. Oh no. The legs aren't that different. The legs are pretty much the same. The legs are pretty much the same, except the new ones don't have the dumb cross on the knee pads. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh god. I mean, I'm now... This is devastating to this channel. I'm never going to recover from this. I'm never going to recover from this because the old ones, now I look at them again, look derpy AF. They are stupid. Right, this is exactly it. Might be derpy, but they have more character. They are kind of dumb. Like, they are kind of over the top and silly and, like, really front-loaded with, hey, how much iconography can we load into one model? But at least they weren't boring. These are boring. You know what? If they'd just put the wings on these, they would have looked way better. I'm sorry. The wings are the best part. The wings are the best part of this kit. Look at them. And the thing is, I'm not just saying that. I once went onto eBay and bought 50 of these wings for use on other things. The wings are fantastic, and these are just missing that. You need the gold. You need the wings. That's what you need. These have got the gold. They don't have the wings. They don't have the, like, identifying feature. You can paint any kit gold. These, the personality, isn't just the gold, it's the wings as well. You need that to distinguish them that little bit more. Just gold isn't going to do it. Now, admittedly, these guys have got a nice bit of loincloth going on. That's nice. The weapons are more sensible, which is also potentially a bonus. The death masks are lacking character. The masks are lacking character. For, like, admittedly, the big old, like, Halo approach on these is a bit much, but it's identifiable. Also, the gorget. The gorget's a big thing. These guys, same gorget, just part of the armour, whatever. These have got quite a chunky gorget. There's a bit of extra stuff going on there, you know? There's a bit of extra going on that makes a definite difference. To my eye, anyway. I don't know. I feel like they're just lacking the personality, you know? They're just lacking in personality. They don't have that immediate oomph that the older Sanguinary Guard did. I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not. I really wish I was, but I'm not. At least he looks pretty cool. At least he looks pretty cool. Aside from the wings and the parchment and his face.